Altrincham have gone down by 2-0 against Salford City this afternoon in front of a fantastic crowd of 2,403. We're talking to Jim Harvey. Jim, it was a great occasion today. The crowd turned up, but no complaints. Salford City were the better side this afternoon.
Yes, I wouldn't argue with that at all. And, in the league there are some terrific games for us. Local derbies and a lot of interest for the supporters, and that's really good, and it's great to see that sort of number turn up here. But yes, no, I wouldn't argue with the result today. I think they were better than us pretty much throughout the game.
In the first half, Salford created a number of chances before they eventually took the lead just before half-time. It was punctuated with one or two bits of good play from Altrincham. We looked as if we might spark into play at times, but when the goal came, it had been coming for quite a long time.
Well, Andrew Dauber, I think, made 3 or 4 really good saves that have kept us in it. And you're quite right. Then we did get away on occasions and looked good, and we had a couple of really good opportunities ourselves. But some of the decision making going forward and the final pass was poor. And then defensively, too often we were second best. I think we were second best right across the park today for the best majority of the game. And until we can, sort them out defensively and we can compete better across the board, well, it's going to continue to happen.
Change things around a bit today in terms of both playing personnel and also the formation of the team. But it did look as if early on that Greg Wilkinson and Simon Lenigan were getting swamped in midfield. And I don't know if Simon had an injury, but it looked as if there needed to be a change there.
Well, the little number 10 for them, young boy on loan from Fleetwood, was very good. He was picking up too much room, and the instruction had gone out to change and go tight on him. But he kept popping up and causing us too many problems, and we were too slow to react, and they didn't do the job. So then I had to make a change and try and stop him, because he was their main threat. He was their inspiration in this game today, I felt. So he's done really well. We didn't do as well trying to stop him.
And that is disappointing, because he's somebody you were fully aware of going into the game, and something you'll have worked on in training all week, because he's impressed in recent times for Salford.
Well, he's only recently joined, but I did see a clip of him last week, and he did show some exceptional skill. So I guessed today that he was going to be playing, and he was mentioned in our pre-match talk, and we should have been well aware of that, but we didn't deal with it well enough. And it's one thing there when you're part-time and when you have a short time to work with the players, it's okay, it works out okay in training, but it's almost like when they go out to play, then it's all forgotten, and they resort to their type, whatever their instincts are as footballers. That takes precedence, and they follow their own route, if you like, and they don't play to instruction. And so that was some of the problems in the first half, which disappointed me really. But yes, disappointing performance, and certainly a result today.
And the goal, which did come almost right at the end of the first half, it was pretty basic stuff really, just a sort of a long kick out, and I'm not quite sure if it was Lewis Morrison, Derbyshire, who's lost his man, but defensively it was a poor goal to concede. Yeah,
it was a long ball upfield. Our left back Andy McWilliams was challenging. He should have taken the ball out of play there in that situation. But then with 3 centre halves, to one flick on to let him through into the box and get into score is pretty poor from the back three. And okay, Lewis has been turned on the edge of the box, but then I would have expected Wayne to be closer to him, tighter to him, and because it wasn't the first time in the match that situation had occurred, but we were slow to get across and react to it. Then he gets through 1-on-1 with the keeper, and Dobbs had come out and made 3 or 4 good saves like that, but unfortunately this one went through his legs, I think, and into the net. And just on half-time was a bad time for us.
Early in the second half, Horton, the impressive midfielder for Salford, has hit the post when he might have done better, and then Richie Allen has put it out of sight with the second goal. And again, a little bit of misfortune for Wayne Thomas. It's ricocheted off, the shot has ricocheted off his foot, but too much space really for Richie Allen.
Well, it was an attacking corner kick for us, and it was a long clearance, so we got 2 against 1, and the 2 defenders have messed up. They didn't win the header, and they didn't win the knockdown from the header, and you think, what are you doing, boys? And that's allowed them then to get momentum and get into the box, and then eventually, it resulted in another goal. So defensively, it was poor, pretty poor.
We are in a very difficult situation now. 9 points from safety. Results haven't gone well for us today. It's a massive, massive task for you.
It certainly is, and I was hoping that we were going to be able to turn this round sooner rather than later, but at the moment, the way we're going at the moment, I would have to say, no, this is going to be a tough job. And unless we sort of realise that within the squad and we start playing to instruction, I don't think it's going to get better quickly. We've got all the boys on pretty much on contract, so there's not enough lot of room to manoeuvre there to change it, so we just have to become better. Now, there is some talent in there, but we need to take ownership of the performance in there, and I know if I was playing there and I was part of that team, I'd be having a few words in there. I wouldn't be happy at all with that, and I wouldn't have been happy with myself, my performance, and I would come back next week and look to do something better performance, and that's what we're going to need. Everybody to up their game a little bit and try to play more to instruction.
There's still a long, long way to go, but at the moment we've only won one game this season, and we're probably going to need to win 10, 11, possibly even 12. It's difficult to see where they're coming from at the moment, but perhaps you shouldn't look at the statistics and just play each game as it comes and hope for improvement week on week.
Well, that's it. I'm still searching here for a team and a formation that suits, that we can, come together with, and the players can give me something that we can work on and develop. At the moment, I'm struggling to find that, because no matter what sort of changes we make or whatever, there are parts of the game that are okay, and then other parts where it falls apart. And for example, we finished the game probably dominating possession and creating a couple of chances. We may have scored one or two, but the game's over at that stage. We've got to stay in the game longer. We've got to do better, win our battles right across the park, and then we've got to be smarter in possession when we're coming out. So there's a job on, and there's a lot to do, I think.
Okay, that's Jim Harvey recognising the big task he's got at Altrincham Football Club, keeping the club in the Vanarama National League North this season.